Myself, Dr. N. Ragini, GFGC Coimbatore, Mysore. I will be presenting the video lesson about Raman effect. 5 parts, as you can see. Firstly, introduction. Secondly, experimental study, followed by Raman spectrum. Next, we have quantum theory, and lastly, applications. I would like to begin with the introduction. Famous Indian physicist C.V. Raman discovered when a beam of monochromatic light was passed through organic liquids like benzene, toluene, etc. The scattered light contains other frequencies in addition to the frequencies of incident light. These lines are called as Raman lines, and the spectrum is called as Raman spectrum, and the phenomenon is known as Raman effect. The definition for this is light scattered from the molecules of scattering material at right angles to the direction of incident light contains radiations not only of the incident frequency and also the radiations of other frequencies. This scattering of light with the change in frequency is known as Raman effect. If mu I is the frequency of the incident radiation, mu s is the frequency of the scattered radiation, then Raman shift is delta mu is equal to mu I minus mu s. The change in frequency delta nu is known as Raman shift, and the Raman shift is different for different substances producing scattering and is independent of the frequency of light, incident light. If delta mu is positive, mu s is less than mu I, the Raman spectrum is said to consist of Stokes line. If delta mu is negative, that is mu s is greater than mu I, Raman spectrum is said to consist of anti-Stokes line. Raman shift lies within the range 100 per centimeter to 3000 per centimeter, which lies in far infrared and near infrared region of electromagnetic spectrum. Experimental study of Raman effect in liquids, developed by R.W. Wood. As you can see on the right side of the slide, we have a glass tube filled with the liquid, say benzene. Window is at one end, and the other end you have H, that's the horn H. It is blackened outside and it's surrounded by the water jacket. Light from the source is allowed only the monochromatic light when it is passed through the filters, there. Then the light of frequency for around 4358 angstrom is passed through it, and the scattered light is coming out of the window W, and it is observed through the spectrograph, highly resolving power spectrograph. And left hand side of the slide consists of a central line, exciting line, that's the Rayleigh line. You have, this is a pure rotation spectrum, and towards the left you have, there is a delta mu known as the Raman shift towards the left as well as towards the right. So you have the longer wavelength and low frequency lines are called as Stokes line, and the higher wavelengths lines, it is higher wavelength and high frequency are the anti-Stokes lines towards the left side of the slide. So this is one of the pictures, a Stokes line and original line and anti-Stokes line. The original line having the frequency 4358 angstrom. You can observe the lines here. Stokes lines are much intense compared to the anti-Stokes line. This is under the high resolution, equidistant lines on both sides of the excited line are observed. This is a pure rotational Raman spectrum. The separation between these lines is nearly twice the separation between the rotational lines in the far infrared spectrum of the molecules. Under high resolution, Stokes and anti-Stokes lines are found to be composed of rotational fine structure. They constitute the vibrational, or more strictly vibrational rotational Raman spectrum of molecule. This we can observe that the right side picture of the slide, you have a picture molecule incident photon of energy h mu I and scattered photon of energy h mu 2 and intrinsic energy E1 that is of kinetic energy half m1 half mv square. The kinetic energies before and after the collision will remain same. So therefore half mv1 squared is equal to half mv2 square. E1 is the intrinsic energy of the molecule before the collision, that's before the scattering, and E2 is the energy of the scattered molecule. And we have h mu1 and h mu2. H mu1 is the incident photon energy, h mu2 is the scattered photon energy. So we have, when the kinetic energies are equal, that is the equation due to the conservation of energy, we have E2 plus half m V2 square is equal plus h mu 2 is equal to E1 plus half m V1 square plus h mu 1. Since there is no change in temperature during the collision, there is no change in the kinetic energy. Hence, half m V2 square is equal to half m V1 square. Therefore, we have the equation for the the E2 plus h mu 2 is equal to E1 plus h mu 1. Therefore, mu 1 is equal to mu 2 plus delta mu, where delta mu is called as the Raman shift, and this is the general equation. So therefore, if you have the three cases, that is when if E1 is equal to E2, there is no change in energy state of the molecule, delta E is equal to 0, then mu1 is equal to mu2. This corresponds to the unmodified of the scattered photon. This collision is thus elastic and is analogous to the Rayleigh scattering. If E2 is greater than E1, that is the energy of the molecule, that is when the incident photon is incident on the molecule will be excited to the higher energy level. Therefore, E2 is greater than E1, that is mu1 is less than mu2. That means incident scattered photon will be photon will with energy mu1 will be less than the scattered photon. Therefore, E2 minus E1 will become positive. Then it is equal to plus delta mu. Therefore, mu1 is equal to mu2 plus delta E by h. And the frequency of the scattered photon mu2 is equal to mu1 plus delta E by minus delta E by h. That is mu1 minus delta mu. Therefore, the frequency of the scattered photon is less than that of the incident photon. This corresponds to the longer wavelength Stokes line. In this case, collision is inelastic. This is one of the cases. Then E2 is less than E1, the molecule may lose energy, than the incident photon. This corresponds to longer wavelength Stokes line. In this case, the collision is inelastic. Therefore, mu2 is equal to mu1 plus delta E by h, that is mu1 plus delta mu. The frequency of the scattered photon is greater than that of the incidental photon. This corresponds to shorter wavelength anti-Stokes line. This is also inelastic. The spectral line of the Raman spectrum of frequency less than that of the incident light are called Stokes line. The spectral line of the Raman spectrum frequency greater than that of the incident light are called as anti-Stokes line. Since the molecule possesses the quantized energy state, we can have E1 is equal to E1 minus E2 is equal to plus or minus NH mu naught, or it is mu naught. Therefore, where n is equal to 1, 2, 3, etc., mu naught or mu c, it is also called as the characteristic frequency of the molecule. Therefore, This is all about the quantum theory of Raman. Lastly, we have the applications of Raman effect. It can be used to study the structure of the molecule in liquids, solids and gases. It is used to study of the nature of the liquids and to determine the binding forces in crystal. It is also used in nuclear physics such as nuclear spin statistics and isotopic constituents of the molecule. It is used to study the various chemical effects such as electrolytic dissociation, hydrolysis, strength of chemical bonds. It finds its applications in three branches of chemistry: organic, inorganic and physical. Laser Raman spectroscopy is used in the study of ordering in liquid crystals. It is also used in the study of rotational and vibrational energy levels of the molecule. This is all about the Raman spectrum. We learned about the quantum theory of Raman effect and about the spectrum, how we obtain the low frequency lines and high frequency lines of the Raman spectrum. And lastly, the application. This is all about the applications. These are the applications of Raman spectrum. So Raman effect. So this is the part of the syllabus for the second year BSc students. This is the end of the Raman effect video lecture.